To create the Dutch gable roof, inside of our 2D view, we'll want to go to the roof tool and make sure that we've got rectangular set for the construction method. From here, we'll want to click on the external corner of the building just once, and then we'll drag our mouse all the way down to the opposite corner and we'll click once. This has created our hip roof. From here, we'll want to deselect this roof and we're going to use the roof tool again, and we're going to do the same thing. We'll click from the top edge corner just down to the bottom edge corner. We'll click again. This has drawn in a second roof. We're going to hit escape to deselect the roof tool, and we're going to select one of our roofs. From here, we're going to go to eave overhang. Now, if you can't see this, just scroll across using your middle mouse button. Just scroll across until you can find that setting. So we're going to go to eave overhang, this one just here, and we'll go offset, and we're going to change this one to 0. That's going to bring in the eaves of that roof. So you'll now see that it's just the green selected on the inside of that blue line. From here, we'll click on that external blue line just once. We'll go to our pet palette and we'll go to custom plane settings and we'll click once. We'll change this one to a gable and we'll go OK. And we're going to do the same thing for this roof just down here. We'll click custom plane. We'll click OK. If we hit escape twice and then select our elements, right click, we'll go show selection in 3D. We now have our Dutch gable, but it's a little bit messy. If we select this roof just here and then right click into the open space, we'll go to connect, then we'll go to solid element operations, and we have this one as our target. If we hit escape to deselect the roof, sometimes you might have to hit escape twice. We'll now select the bigger roof and we'll make it the operator. And for the operation, we'll just make sure it's subtraction. From here, we'll hit execute. And if we click into the open space, we'll now see that it's a more seamless roof. If we go back to 2D, if we want to select that Dutch gable and adjust its depth. Now, so that we can select that gable roof, you can cycle through multiple things that are laid on top of each other to select the right thing by holding in Shift and then tapping Tab. You'll notice what's selected by the little prompt just next to where your mouse is. So that's currently saying wall. If we hit Tab, just once again, it's going to say roof, and it's highlighted that blue of the roof that we're looking for. Now, if we hit Tab again, it's going to show the slab, and Tab again, it's going to go back to the roof. So when there's multiple things layered on top of each other, holding in Shift with our cursor over the top of those elements and tapping Tab will typically cycle through those elements so we can select what we actually want. So if I hit Tab, Tab, we can now use the left click to select this roof. From here, we want to pull that gable back. So we'll click on this edge and we'll make sure that we've got offset edge selected in the pet palette. We'll bring our mouse downward, and if we tap Tab, we can now enter in the measurement. We'll type in 1000 and we'll click enter. Do this for both sides, 1000, enter. And if we now go into our 3D view, it's reduced the size of those gables. Now, if we want to have a little wall just in this gable end just here, if we go back to our 2D view, so to put a solid wall on those ends of the gables, we'll go to the wall tool. We're just going to use one of our existing walls just here, say a 90 stud. We'll click where the roof intersects just here, and we'll drag our mouse all the way until we get that little X point, and we'll click again on this one just here. Do the same thing for this side just up here. We'll click once, and before I do click again, I'm going to flip it around just so that it's facing inward. We'll click once more. Now, if we do go to our 3D, we'll notice that we can't see the walls. That's because they're not high enough. So we'll go back to our 2D view. We'll deselect the tool by hitting escape twice. We'll select both of these walls. We'll hold in Shift and we'll click that other wall. We'll use Control X to cut those walls because we're going to paste them onto a different level. Now, to go up and down levels, we'll want to hold in Control or Option on a Mac and press up. You'll notice just here, it's mentioned what level that we're on. So currently we're on roof frame. We're going to hold in Control and then tap V to paste these walls in. Now we'll see this little dash line pop up. So this is showing where they've pasted those walls. We'll click outside and we can't currently see our walls. If we hover our mouse, they're quite difficult to find. If we hold in Shift while we hover our mouse, it's going to select through those different elements when we get to the edge of them. So if I hover over this edge just here and move it until we can find the edge of that wall, that's going to allow us to say select these walls. Now I want to be able to see them on this level if I want to adjust them. So I could right click into the open view. We'll go to display order and we'll go to bring to front. So they're easy to find if we need to change them. We'll click outside. We'll hit escape twice to deselect. Then we'll use control and down to go back down that story. And we'll notice that we can't see those walls on this plan. But if we hit F3, we'll now see that we've got our walls protruding up through that roof space. So all we need to do is select these walls just here. We'll right click into our open space. We'll go to connect, solid element operations. From here, we've got two targets. So the targets are these walls. We'll hit escape twice. Now from here, we'll want to select this gable roof just here, and we'll go add as operator. We'll go for the operation. We'll select subtraction with upward extrusion, and we'll click execute. Now we've got these little leftover bits just on the sides here, from where the wall is slightly outside of that gable. If we go into our 2D view, and then we're holding control, go up, and press the up key. If we select our wall just here, we'll click the edge node, and with stretch selected, we'll hold in shift and we'll drag this in until it no longer intersects with that line. For this, we'll go 200, we'll click enter, and we're going to do the same thing for each of those edges. We'll do the same thing for this one here as well, 200 and 200, and hit enter. We now go into our 3D. We now have those cropped to that gable roof. Now, if we want a clean line in our 3D, just along through here, we'll select this wall. We'll right click and we'll go to connect, solid element operations. We'll have it as the target and we'll select the bigger roof as the operator, and we're just going to select it to subtraction. We'll go execute, and if we click in the open space, we'll see a much cleaner line just along through that section. Now, the lines that we're seeing here on the plan are the pitching point, and when we place our plan onto our view, these are mostly going to disappear. Now, there is another approach to doing Dutch gables. In our floor plan view, we'll go to the roof tool, making sure that we've got multiplane for our geometry method and rectangular for our construction method. From here, we'll click the top left-hand corner all the way down to the bottom right, and we've now got our hip roof. We'll want to deselect our roof. We'll hit escape twice, and we'll want to select the polyline tool. Now we'll want to click this node just here. We'll hold in shift to lock our polyline vertically. We'll tap tab so we can enter in our dimension, and we'll type in 1200, and we'll hit enter. From here, we'll pull our mouse across and we'll hold in shift so it's locked out at 90 degrees. We'll click once we have that little X symbol. We'll click once more to finish the operation on the same point. And now we're going to draw a second line just here, clicking on that node in the middle, and we'll drag that one across, and we'll click once just here, clicking once again. All right, now for the interesting part. We'll hit escape twice to deselect the polyline tool. We'll select our roof, we'll right click in the open space, and then we'll go to split into single plane roofs. It'll give us this warning. For this example, we'll just go OK. Now, each one of those roofs, if we turn grouping off, so if we hold in Alt and tap G, that's going to turn grouping off. If we click in the open space, and then if we click on the roof, we now have that one plane of the roof. So if we hit F3 and go into the 3D, we can now select those individual roof planes. With this roof plane selected, we're going to click on the dash just here, and it's going to open up the pet palette. We'll now go to insert node. So once we've inserted that node, we'll bring it to that point that we drew just before. And then from here, we can click this node just here and bring that one up towards this point here. Now we'll want to make sure that we've got move node selected. We'll bring that one all the way up to here. We'll want to do the same thing with this roof just here. We'll click, add the node. Now if we hold shift and then select our polyline and then select our other polyline, we'll use the shortcut Control M to mirror. We'll put our mouse on this outermost point of the roof just here, and we'll wait until this little midpoint shows up, and we'll click once, and then we'll drag our mouse to the right, and that's going to mirror a copy of those lines down. We now hold in shift and click once. It's going to mirror those lines down to this point just here. We'll repeat the process for this roof just here as well. Now when we go into our 3D view, we've now got our Dutch gable, which we can adjust. We'll delete these polylines, and we can adjust this gable back and forth. Say if we give it 250 mil, and we stretch this one out as well, we can make that a larger point at the top. Now the trade-off with this method is that each of your roofs are now a single plane. So if you want to modify the roof, there's a little bit more manual work involved. Now for real world projects, I rely on my template to eliminate setup and get drawings done faster. I've now made my template available for purchase. The link will be down below. Now to create a roof plan just like this, you'll want to check out this video just over here. We take it all step by step, so go on and check it out.